Hey YouTubers, this is Netta Marie the Doula here. So today I wanted to talk about when you have an opportunity or an inquiry from someone who wants your doula services, but they do not live in your service area. So of course I had to do a blog on this because this is my first time getting this type of opportunity to be able or to be asked to be someone's doula that works out or that lives outside of my service area. So as you all may or may not know, I'm in St. Louis. So there are neighboring cities that aren't too far from me. And so I had someone reach out to me from college. I adore a lot of people that I went to college with, and a lot of them know I'm a doula and they support me. But I also understand that everybody is pretty spread out. So when I first got my doula certification, they were like, oh, when I get pregnant, I'm going to call you. And you know, when you excited and you newly certified, you're like, yay, I'm so excited. Woo. But then I recently just received someone who was serious, you know, someone who followed through with that. And they hit me up and they were like, hey, Netta, I was wondering if you could be my doula. So outside of, you know, she asked me like my pricing and all that kind of stuff, which to me, you know, I sent all of that, but I realized that it was more things that I had to take into consideration, because after you send your pricing and all that kind of stuff, if they agree to it, there has to be some like systems in place so that both of you all are on the same page. So before I wanted to make a video, you know, before you accept someone that is outside of your service area, I want to I had to think about like 5 things or so to make sure that this was something that could benefit my client, you know, that could make my client feel most supported, but then also be realistic in my eyes when it comes to traveling. So the first thing that I would say is to make sure that you have something in your in your contract that talks about out of state or out of service area doula services. So for me, that was something that I really had to think about because I hadn't done it before. So of course it's not in my contract, but how far am I willing to go? Do they need to cover the cost of traveling? Do I need to cover the cost of traveling? You know, so making sure that that is all disclosed in that contract. So after I did a little bit of research and asked my other doula friends and everything else, I came up with a pretty good clause that I made sure that I included the pricing, that the pricing would include the doula services and the mileage, you know, if they are within a drivable distance, and that or the pricing would include the doula services and the flight and time. So that was something that I made sure that I added in there. The second thing was, is this realistic? You know, when is that person due? Can you get to them in time? What are they expecting? Because with any doula, I think we all know that you want to ask the mom, how can I best support you as your doula? Understanding that you've already explained what you do within your realm of doula services, so they know not to ask things that aren't within your service. So just making sure that you can support her, that you are able to be there, because if she wants you to be there every week, you know that she doesn't live in your service area, and so you have to make sure that you communicate how often you plan to see her, and then if that's okay with her, because if that's not okay with her, then you may want to suggest that she find someone that is closer in area. That way she can feel most supported. So the other thing is, I guess the third thing would be making sure that they know, or that both of you all are realistic about the distance. So if you know that you want to be her birth doula, and she is due on like, you know, on a Saturday, but you know, for doula work, you got to make yourself free 2 weeks prior to and 2 weeks after the actual estimated due date, because you just never know. Baby come when they want to come. So I have to make sure that I can clear my schedule, not only to be there to support her, but to drive to her. So if this doula work isn't your only job, then you have to make sure you can get the time off at work. Can you stay up there 2 days, 3 days, without, any type of jeopardy to your job or your family? Can you leave your family? Do you have to take them with you? Is your client okay with that? I think that's all the things that you have to take into consideration when it comes to trying to figure out if you can do long distance, if you can support someone outside the service area. The fourth thing I think would be to be honest with yourself. Everybody wants a doula client. Everybody. I don't know nobody that's a doula that doesn't want a client, to help support them. But you have to be honest with yourself. Not even if you tell the potential client, everything that's going through your head, but just to be honest with you. So like for me, I have to be honest with myself. Can I do this? Is this realistic? Can I leave at this time? If they do this month, what am I doing that month? How is my job? Because I have a full-time job with my doula company. So, how can I maneuver this? What things do I already have set in stone that month? Do I have other births that month? Because it probably would be a little hard to set or, plan to be at a birth, and then you also have someone that's out of town. That can kind of be a little difficult, and then also making sure that that you communicate that your decision with her. So you don't have to communicate all your thoughts and thinking and all that kind of stuff, but just say, yes, I'm able to support you. And if you can't support her, say, I'm sorry, I actually want to make sure that you're most supported in the best way possible. So let me see if I know anybody that's in your area, or let me reach out and make a status, and then I'll send you that information. So then you're not leaving her just by herself, because you may be the only doula that she knows. So being selfless and understanding that I probably can't support you the way that you would need or want. So let me make sure that I can connect you with somebody else, and being okay with that. So before I make this video any longer, I just really wanted to kind of talk about the opportunity that was presented to me to be a doula to someone who was outside of my service area, and just the things that I had to think about. So I'm still thinking over it. So if I do take it up on the offer, I definitely will do another video to say if I did or if I didn't. I'll do a video. Alrighty. So see y'all. Bye.